In a small village called Umudik in Nigeria, there lived a beautiful young lady named Ada. She was 22 years old and sold corn in the village market. Ada was known for her beauty, and all the village men admired her. They would often come to her stall just to see her smile, but Ada was very focused on her business. She lived with her uncle because her parents had died in a terrible car accident when she was just 3 years old. They were on their way to their hometown for the end of the year festival when the tragedy happened. Far away in America, there was a young man named Chidi. Chidi was 25 years old and had just finished his studies at Harvard University. One day, while browsing Facebook, Chidi saw a picture of a beautiful young lady selling corn in a village market. Her name was Ada. There was something about her smile and her eyes that touched Chidi's heart. He felt a strong connection and believed that Ada was his true love. Chidi decided to travel to Nigeria to find Ada. He packed his bags, booked a flight, and soon arrived in Nigeria. When he reached Umudik, he asked the villagers if they knew a corn seller named Ada. Everyone knew her, and they pointed him in the direction of her stall. When Chidi saw Ada for the first time, his heart skipped a beat. She was even more beautiful in person. He walked up to her and said, "Hello, my name is Chidi. I saw your picture on Facebook and I came all the way from America to meet you." Ada was surprised and a little shy. She smiled and said, "Hello, Chidi. It's nice to meet you. I'm Ada." Chidi and Ada started talking and they quickly became friends. Chidi would visit her every day at the market, helping her sell corn and getting to know her better. The villagers were curious about this young man from America who seemed so interested in Ada. As days turned into weeks, Chidi and Ada grew closer. They would laugh, share stories, and dream about the future. Chidi admired Ada's determination and how she cared for her uncle. Ada admired Chidi's kindness and how he traveled so far just to find her. But not everyone was happy about their growing friendship. Some of the village men who had crushes on Ada were jealous. They didn't like that Chidi was spending so much time with her. They tried to discourage him, but Chidi's love for Ada was strong. He was determined to win her heart. One bright morning, as Chidi and Ada were setting up her stall at the market, Chidi noticed that Ada seemed a bit troubled. He gently asked, "Is everything okay, Ada? You seem worried." Ada sighed and said, "It's just that some of the village men have been saying unkind things. They don't understand why you came all the way from America just to see me. They think it's strange, and they're not happy about it." Chidi took her hand and looked into her eyes. "Ada, I don't care what they say. I came here because I felt something special when I saw your picture. I believe that we are meant to be together. Let's not let anyone's jealousy ruin that." Ada smiled, feeling comforted by Chidi's words. She nodded. "You're right, Chidi. We'll focus on our happiness and let them talk." As the days passed, Chidi and Ada continued to grow closer. They spent their evenings walking around the village, talking about their dreams and hopes for the future. Chidi even started learning some Igbo words and phrases to communicate better with the villagers. One afternoon, as they were walking back from the market, Ada's uncle, Uncle Emeka, called them over. He had noticed how happy Ada was since Chidi arrived, but he was also worried about the villagers' growing resentment. "Chidi," Uncle Emeka said, "I see that you truly care for Ada, but you must understand that not everyone in the village will accept your relationship easily. You need to be careful." Chidi nodded respectfully. "I understand, Uncle Emeka. I promise I will do everything I can to prove that my intentions are sincere and that I care deeply for Ada." Uncle Emeka smiled, appreciating Chidi's honesty. "Very well, Chidi. Just remember, love is not always easy. It can be filled with challenges, but if you both stay strong, you can overcome anything." That evening, as Chidi and Ada sat under the big mango tree in her uncle's yard, they talked about Uncle Emeka's advice. "Chidi, do you think we can really overcome all these challenges?" Ada asked softly. Chidi took her hand and squeezed it gently. "Yes, Ada, I believe we can. Love is strong, and together we are even stronger. We will face whatever comes our way, and we will not let anything or anyone tear us apart." Just as they were about to head inside, a group of young men from the village approached them. One of them, Obina, who had always had a crush on Ada, stepped forward. "Chidi," he said with a hint of anger in his voice. "What do you really want with Ada? Why can't you just go back to America and leave her alone?" Chidi stood up, facing Obina calmly. "I want to be with Ada because I love her. I traveled all the way from America because I believe she is the one for me. I have no intention of leaving her." Obina and his friends grumbled but didn't say anything more. They walked away, but Chidi knew this wouldn't be the last time they would try to interfere. As Chidi and Ada watched them leave, Ada leaned her head on Chidi's shoulder. "Thank you for standing up for us, Chidi." Chidi kissed the top of her head. "Always, Ada, always." The next day, Chidi and Ada were back at the market, selling corn and enjoying each other's company. Chidi noticed that the villagers were still whispering and casting curious glances their way, but he chose to ignore it. His focus was on Ada and making her happy. One morning, while they were arranging the corn, an elderly woman named Mama Naki, known for her wisdom, approached them. She had been watching Chidi and Ada for some time and was impressed by their bond. "Mama Naki," Ada greeted respectfully. "How are you today?" Mama Naki smiled warmly. "I am well, my dear. I see you and your friend here are working hard. Chidi, isn't it?" Chidi nodded. "Yes, Mama Naki. It is a pleasure to meet you." Mama Nakeshi studied Chidi for a moment before speaking. "I have seen many young men come and go, but there is something different about you. Your love for Ada is genuine, and that is rare. However, you must understand that love alone is not enough. You must also gain the respect and acceptance of the villagers." Chidi listened carefully, realizing the truth in her words. "What can I do to earn their respect, Mama Nakechi?" Mama Naki thought for a moment. "You must show them that you are here to stay, that you are willing to be a part of this community. Join them in their activities, help with the village chores, and learn our ways. Only then will they see that your love for Ada is not just a fleeting dream." Chidi nodded, determined to do whatever it took. "Thank you, Mama Naki. I will do my best." Over the next few weeks, Chidi immersed himself in village life. He helped the farmers in the fields, fetched water from the stream, and even participated in local festivals. Slowly, the villagers began to warm up to him. They saw that he was sincere and hardworking, and their initial skepticism started to fade. One evening, as Chidi and Ada were walking home from the market, they were approached by Obina once again. This time, his expression was not as hostile. "Chidi," he began, "I see that you have been helping around the village. You have earned my respect. But I must ask, what are your plans for Ada? Will you take her away from us?" Chidi looked at Obina, understanding his concern. "Obina, I have no intention of taking Ada away from her home and family. If she wishes to stay here, then I will stay here too. My love for her is strong, and I am willing to build a life here in Umudik." Ada smiled, her heart filled with love and gratitude. She turned to Obina and said, "Chidi is not taking me away. He is becoming a part of our village, our family. I hope you can accept that." Obina nodded, finally seeing the depth of their commitment. "I see now. I wish you both happiness." As the sun set, Chidi and Ede walked back to her uncle's house hand in hand. They knew there would still be challenges ahead, but they were ready to face them together. Their love, like a rose among thorns, was growing stronger with each passing day. The days in Umudike continued to pass, each bringing new challenges and joys for Chidi and Ada. Chidi's dedication to the village earned him a place in the hearts of the villagers, and his relationship with Ada blossomed beautifully. One day, Uncle Emeka called Chidi aside. "Chidi, you have shown great commitment to our village and to Ada. I see that you love her deeply. It is time for you to speak to the elders and formally ask for her hand in marriage." Chidi felt a rush of emotions, excitement, nervousness, and happiness. He knew this was an important step. "Thank you, Uncle Emeka. I will do so." With Uncle Emeka's guidance, Chidi prepared for the meeting with the village elders. On the appointed day, he dressed in traditional attire and with Ada by his side, went to the village square where the elders were gathered. The oldest elder, Chief Oke, spoke first. "Chidi, you have come to our village from a faraway land. You have shown respect and love for our ways, and you have earned our trust. What is it that you seek?" Chidi bowed respectfully. "Chief Okek, esteemed elders, I come before you today to ask for Ada's hand in marriage. I love her deeply and wish to spend my life with her. I promise to honor her and this village that she calls home." The elders conferred among themselves, and after a few moments, Chief Okek nodded. "Chidi, we have seen your dedication and sincerity. We give our blessing for you to marry Ada. May your union be blessed with happiness and prosperity." Ada's eyes filled with tears of joy as she hugged Chidi. The villagers who had gathered around cheered and congratulated the couple. It was a day of celebration and joy in Yamudike. As preparations for the wedding began, Chidi and Ada found themselves surrounded by love and support from the entire village. They worked together, blending their cultures and traditions to create a ceremony that reflected their unique journey. The day of the wedding was bright and beautiful. The village square was adorned with colorful decorations, and the air was filled with music and laughter. Chidi and Ada stood before their family and friends, pledging their love and commitment to each other. As they exchanged vows, Chidi looked into Ada's eyes and said, "Ada, from the moment I saw your picture, I knew you were special. I traveled across the world to find you, and I am grateful every day that I did. I promise to love you, support you, and stand by your side for the rest of our lives." Ada smiled through her tears. "Chidi, you came into my life like a blessing. You have shown me love, kindness, and strength. I promise to love you, cherish you, and be your partner in all things today and always." The ceremony concluded with traditional dances and songs, and the village celebrated late into the night. Chidi and Ada, surrounded by their loved ones, felt an overwhelming sense of happiness and fulfillment. Their journey had not been easy, but they had overcome every obstacle with love and determination. As they looked out at the smiling faces of their family and friends, they knew that their love story was just beginning. Together, Chidi and Ada embarked on a new chapter of their lives, filled with hope, dreams, and the promise of a future built on love and unity. Their love, like a rose among thorns, had found its place and was blooming beautifully in the heart of Umudik.